Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to my extended reading here on Patreon. First off, I really just want to say thank you so much for tuning in today and also for supporting this work through joining our beautiful community on Patreon. I am so grateful for all of you who are here. I am sending you so much love at this time, no matter what you are going through in life, no matter what you are experiencing this week or this month or this year. I hope that through this space, I can channel information and guidance to help you feel less alone, to feel more supported, and really above all else, to reconnect with your own inner guidance, your own intuition, because you already have all of the answers within you. So anything that resonates with you from these readings is just an indication that you are reconnecting with your own inner knowing. Now, with that being said, be sure to only take what connects with you personally and leave the rest because, as always, many different messages and pieces of information will be coming through this reading for different people. Also, thank you to those of you who leave beautiful comments here on Patreon and share about the messages that connect to you personally. So right away, the World card, I'm hearing the theme is expansion because this card so often connects with our soul's expansion. I'm hearing the expansion you chose to experience here on planet Earth. I'm seeing on this card this person that is looking on the outside onto planet Earth. And I see this as you, whoever you are listening. This is a hidden soul memory, meaning you're not fully conscious of it most likely, but this is your soul unconsciously remembering these intentions you created for this life to expand, to evolve, to uplift humanity in certain ways. I'm hearing you volunteered to stabilize Earth, and that is why you are here experiencing so much instability, whether it's instability in your personal life, in your connections, or simply the instability that many of us have experienced worldwide on the planet through many events that have taken place in our lifetime in this era here on Earth. You volunteered for this because you knew that through reconnecting with yourself, you would create this inner stability that would have the energetic impacts, a very powerful energetic impact of stabilizing the earth frequency, of uplifting the collective consciousness through this stabilization. But for many of you, this required experiencing a lot of destabilization, and I'm sure many of you will relate to these destabilizing experiences that could have happened in your life, even for some of you, all the way through early childhood experiences. Some of you may have experienced a lot of instability, either emotionally, physically, materially, but know that all of this has been a crash course, so to speak, an advanced soul lesson on how to create stability within the self. You are doing very high level spiritual work, soul work here on this planet, and someone's guides really want them to have a little bit of increased awareness of that. Happy family in the reverse position. So for some of this instability, this destabilization effect in your life could have also impacted your twin flame connection, and specifically could have caused, I'm hearing, very painful times of disconnects, of feeling confused, of feeling really uncertain. I keep wanting to say destabilized within the self that was then manifesting itself in this connection. I'm getting a very past energy from this. So some of you might be feeling this way in the present, but for many of you, this is speaking to past dynamics And even if you still feel this destabilizing energy in the present, it's so essential for you to know that this is shifting into much greater stabilization, that this is shifting into that harmonious reunion state energy, even if you are still experiencing a period of physical disconnect. And I'm hearing that that physical disconnect really is just echoes of past vibrations clearing themselves out. I'm hearing that reminder that everything we see visually around us that we call the present isn't really the present. It's actually a reflection of past energy. The true present is our current energetic field, the current energy, which does take time to manifest physically. So I'm hearing focus on the true present, focus on what is going on with your energy field, with the energetics of your connection, less than what has, I'm hearing, already cleared itself out energetically, but is still residually manifesting at times in the physical. Now, I know this is a very abstract message, a very high level message for someone. And for this person with the Sun card reversed, this will also connect with some kind of delay or reversal in a new phase or new beginning in this connection or in their life. This could also relate to your life specifically as well. So you will know how this message connects for you and what it means for you. But if this message is yours, I do want to channel another guidance, a piece of guidance from the Starseed Oracle. So the two cards, very fitting from the Starseed Oracle, are the Blue Flame, Spontaneous Awakening, Activation, Integration Time. And I'm hearing someone say from their physical human perspective, awakening was this very jarring, very jolting, once again, that word destabilization, a very destabilizing experience for my physical human self and for this physical lifetime. And I feel this could be someone reflecting on the start of their spiritual awakening and how it just completely uprooted or altered so many areas of their life, themselves, their connection. And how perhaps for this person, this last period of time in their life has been about this integration, integrating that intense spiritual earthquake, so to speak, that they experienced, this so-called spontaneous awakening. However, with the courageous peony, multifaceted, unique nature, let yourself be seen. You are being called into radical levels of authenticity, transparency with yourself, within your connections, and in how you present yourself in your life to others as well. And I'm going to be reading a little bit from the guidebook for this card also. Flowers don't open and close according to who walks by. They embrace all of what they are and show it to the world around them. The peony doesn't try to compete with the cherry blossom, and the cherry blossom doesn't try to compete with the tulip. They own what they are and trust the timing of their true nature. You're being called to do the same. It's time to open yourself up to being seen. Time to share your incredible, multifaceted true nature with the world around you, to uncover and reveal your soul's greatest gifts without wavering, to own your uniqueness without apology. There's a flower on this planet that holds the same qualities that your soul is readying itself to express. Let it inform you. You may have been taught that it's safer to keep your light hidden and your voice small, to hide behind the bushes instead of growing tall. The courageous peony is here to remind you that it's safe to embody all that you truly are. It's safe to share your voice and let yourself be seen. Wow, very, very powerful message. I don't usually read that much from a guidebook message, but there was just so much there that I feel will really resonate with someone listening in a profound and needed way. So I do hope that message reached you if you did need to hear that today. And now I'm going to be shuffling the Energy Oracle cards deck again and going back to the first point that came up in the initial reading. By the way, I usually say this at the beginning, but the first reading, which is public on YouTube, is linked in this Patreon post. If you haven't yet listened to that reading, that might give you a little bit of context for the upcoming messages. So through that first reading, at the beginning of the reading, we're talking about this stop and go kind of energy that I was picking up from someone. And I'm hearing that this message for someone may also connect to that other dynamic that came up in the reading of a divine masculine putting up these, what I'm calling temporary walls or false walls at times or at certain moments along the way for the purpose of really going within himself and allowing these shifts to fully stabilize within before he can let down that temporary wall, as we're calling it, and connect more fully, in more of a full-blown manifested way. But I wanted to channel more information on this. So can I get more information on this stop and go energy? Okay, right away, contract in the reverse position. So for some masculines, this stop and go energy could be related to residual karmic energies that are still in the process of being cleared out. Although the masculine is receiving clarity about anything in their life that is out of alignment through that third chakra, the third eye chakra, clearing that we talked about earlier, this will take time, of course, to fully clear out all the physical manifestations that had a lot of momentum from that past states of lack of clarity. So this can take time to fully clear itself out as the masculine realigns his life, realigns himself. I'm hearing the number 666 may be coming out for someone. So let's channel some information on what karmic contracts or energies could be coming up for this masculine playing into this stop and go energy. I sometimes don't like using the word karmic because it's a very heavy word or it carries a very heavy connotation. And very often we automatically connect a karmic with something very physical that's troubling us in a relationship or connection, specifically the involvement of a third party, another person, a negative behavior pattern. And the reason I don't like that word karmic is because I feel it shifts our focus to the external manifestation of that thing that to our ego human mind is appearing to be blocking our connection or the movement forward in this connection in some way. And usually this brings up a lot of negative feelings and emotions very naturally within us. So when we talk about karmic energy, I really want to redefine that term to really bring it back to the energy and away from those manifestations physically, to know that regardless of what this perceived interference, and that's all it really is perceived interference, because there is no true disconnection between twin flames. But whenever there is this perceived interference or blocks between ourselves and our twin in the physical, these are stemming from some kind of mirrored energy dynamic. So really, by shifting our powerful focus and attention to the energy, we can uproot these situations from the roots and clear them out. But usually, the more we focus on the manifestations themselves in the physical, the more we can feel more stuck. The number 7 card came out here, and I'm seeing someone could be coming across a lot of combinations of the number 7, 77, even 777. Community in the upright position. Okay, so I'm getting that for some masculine, and keep in mind, I will be channeling different karmic dynamics and situations here. For some masculines, there is a karmic situation involving someone that is in his immediate vicinity. So this could be a family member that lives nearby. This could be a workplace situation. There's something in the physical. This could be, of course, a relationship. And I want to know the roots of this karmic situation. And of course, the contract reverse card coming out here again to say the contract has already been broken. I'm hearing this masculine is already releasing himself and the other from this so-called karmic contract. Again, whether it's a family member, whether it's platonic or romantic, this has already been broken on the energy level. So I want to know why, if it's already been broken, is the remnant of this karmic situation still coming up in this reading? Man holding a heart in the reverse position. So a masculine's still a little bit afraid to fully open his heart. So I'm going to read a little bit from the guidebook here. Male dealing with family, love, or emotions. When this card is reversed, it could indicate a disconnect or even total shutdown regarding your emotional life. It's time to open up and know that you can handle deep emotions and the energy they bring up. So I'm feeling that for some masculine here, there could be this fear of fully allowing himself to experience a lot of very deep emotions that letting go of this person or situation is bringing up within him. For many, I feel this is a co-working situation. This could be a business partnership. This could be a relationship with a certain family member, but there's this feeling of grief. I heard unprocessed grief. I'm just feeling that for some masculines, this even could be someone that passed away in their life that they haven't really allowed themselves to fully grieve, and not allowing themselves to grieve the loss of this person in the physical, although I feel this person is still strongly present with them energetically if they are part of their soul family, but not having grieved this person is keeping this masculine stuck in some kind of a repressed energy. Now, for other masculines, this could be grieving a literal karmic relationship or situation, really letting go of something that they may have been holding on to from a space of ego. I'm hearing, or trying to make it work in some way. Really allowing themselves to rise fully onto the higher vibrational timeline that they are now aligned with is going to require many masculines to allow themselves the time and space to fully grieve and release the past of these situations. And this is going to require a lot of emotional reconnection, which is taking place for this masculine, but it is a process. And I'm hearing for some of them, it's a process that's they may have been putting off because they know it's going to feel very intense for them. And for some, even emotionally painful, even if they know this person or situation isn't right for them or isn't aligned with them. There is this feeling of grief associated with fully releasing it from their life. Now, I do have to tell you, because of course the masculine and feminine don't just apply to external physical counterparts, but also to the energy dynamic within us. I have to tell you that I'm feeling for some divine feminines, this is speaking to your inner divine masculine and a karmic contract being released for you, because you could equally be releasing these past versions of yourself, connections that weren't right for you, jobs that weren't right for you, past timelines that have already collapsed, and situations you've already moved out of, but there's some part of you that may still be holding on to some piece of these things, and you're really being guided to release them, to clear your energy in these ways, and to allow yourself to fully, with every piece of yourself and your consciousness, step onto this new path that has been opened for you. So again, it might resonate more so with an inner masculine here. Wow, very, very profound message coming through. So now I want to speak to the second point that came up in the first reading. I said that there was a divine feminine who was really being guided by her higher self to continue connecting with her inner earth, meaning to really carve out that time and space to reconnect with herself, to protect her energy, while at the same time continuing to take the baby steps card came out. So those baby steps forward on her goals and dreams and toward her highest version of herself that she feels more and more called to all the time. I'm hearing you know how to hear and answer the call. Some divine feminines may literally be getting ear-ringing sensations, and this can be a sign of your spiritual senses heightening, specifically your sense for clear hearing. So whether it's literally allowing you to hear other people more clearly, meaning not just to hear their words, but to clearly understand the energy behind their words, the true meaning behind their words. But it's also allowing you to clearly hear guidance from your higher self, from your guides, in a much more accessible way to you, whether that's through audible words or whether that's for many through having these thoughts of confirmation or reassurance or guidance suddenly pop into your mind, which can also be a sign of heightened, clear audience. And again, this might be connected with ear-ringing sensations for some divine feminines. So I want to know if there are any more messages here from the divine feminine's higher self. Angel of Balance in the upright position. Something about the number 48 is coming out for someone here. And I'm hearing this message of everything is coming into balance for you, divine feminine. And I'm hearing this encompasses all areas of your life. Everything in your life is achieving a newfound balance. And I'm hearing as you get your footing, you are more and more coming into the power of your voice, because this balance card is really sitting on the throat chakra. So I've mentioned this in previous videos, but some of you divine feminines may also be feeling a little bit of a dry throat and itchy throats, or just feeling slight throat congestion. And this can actually be a sign of a deeper level of throat chakra clearing happening, allowing you to speak. I'm hearing more from the soul, because the thinking woman reversed came out. So really clearing out any, I'm hearing ego-based communication or trying to present yourself in a way that is more palatable to others, and really bravely choosing the truth of your soul and speaking, exuding, not just with your words, but also with your energy, that authenticity, living that truth is what I'm getting for this divine feminine. So what else does the divine feminine need to know from her higher self or guides? I just saw the number 2222 also. With the storm warning card in the upright position. So I'm getting something about a divine feminine. This won't be for everyone, but some divine feminine has been going through some kind of storm within herself recently, some kind of, I'm hearing, re-experiencing of negative emotions. This could be connected with that heart chakra triggering that came up in the first reading. But regardless, if you are dealing with some kind of, I just keep hearing emotional storm, know that your guides want you to know that this storm is not here to stay. This storm is passing, because what I'm seeing is like this patch of clouds, metaphorically, around you that is actually moving through. I'm hearing it's actually moving through you. It's moving out of your life. And I'm also getting a different message for a divine feminine who had some kind of a dream or vision that your guides are saying it was born through the storms, but it will lead you into the sun. So take that as it resonates. But what I'm feeling for some feminines is this means that you may have had some dreams, some goals, some vision, some aspiration that seemed to pop into your mind, which of course is really a sign of inspiration. But at a moment when you were experiencing a lot of storms in your life, some kind of, I just keep hearing desperation. So there could have been very difficult situations in your life. I'm hearing backed into a corner that caused you to create the vision of this dream or this version of yourself or this thing you're trying to manifest or create in your life. So it was born through the storms, but it's actually going to lead you into the sun as you continue following this vision. Taking those baby steps toward it, you will find those storms passing that actually gave birth to the vision in the first place. I know that's a bit of a complex message for some divine feminine, and it won't be for everyone, but I do hope that reaches whoever needs to hear it. And I'm feeling there really might be another starseed oracle card for you. I just saw a blackbird through the windows, so that might resonate with someone also. But I want to get one final message of guidance for this divine feminine, whoever we're speaking to here. So what else does this divine feminine need to know? Wait, it's not time yet. Things are being woven. For some reason, I'm getting the image of something baking in an oven, and it's so close to being done that you can smell it, you can almost taste it, and you're so ready to just take it out of the oven. But there's this message of wait for the timer to go off, and the timer being that inspiration, that guidance. And I feel that the message here is there's something that you've put into the oven, so to speak, in this very loose metaphor. There's something that has been in the process of being created in your life. And you've already put, I'm hearing so much heart and soul and intention into this thing. You have the vision, you've put it together in your mind, but there's something about it feeling like it's sitting in the oven. You could be feeling like you're in this limbo period or this period of waiting or uncertainty. And if that is you, know that you can trust that this is in the process, as this card says, of being woven divinely unfolding in this perfect timing. It's already been set in motion by you. Don't pull this thing out of the oven too early in this metaphor, because you are afraid that you're not going to get it if you don't get it now, if that makes sense. And I feel this won't be for everyone, but there is just this message of not allowing yourself to be consumed by our human fears of time running out or our human over-awareness of time limitation. Know that, as the card so aptly says, things are being woven for you. And your soul will know when it is time. You will feel the inspiration. You will feel the pull in the right next step, whatever that is for you. So if you feel a bit unsure or not sure how to move forward with a certain situation in your life, whether it's related to your life path, your passion, your twin flame connection specifically, know that this may be a sign to really go within yourself, to continue to hold that space within, to be that light, to hold that space of clarity, and to allow yourself to be inspired to those baby steps forward, trusting the timing of your own creation. Wow, very beautiful messages from your higher self, divine feminine. So I am now going to turn to the next detail from the reading, which is about the divine masculine and specifically his 3D self and what he is thinking and feeling consciously about this process of heart expansion that we channeled about in the first reading. So what is this masculine consciously thinking or feeling either about his own heart's expansion or about the connection itself? And I'm actually going to get an emotion card for this. Trust. I accept that my inner voice will always guide me correctly. Regret in the reverse. I know that I cannot change the past. So divine masculines, you are being guided again to release anything from your past that could still be in your present reality, but energetically that you've already shifted away from. Release those things from your life with a state of trust. And that is what this masculine is being more consciously guided into. To let go of the past, whether it's his own regret connected to his own past actions or behavior or mistakes he feels he's made in his life, or whether it is emotions tied up in other people or connections or situations that are no longer in alignment, that need to be let go, fully grieved and released. Through the third eye chakra, especially opening and clearing for this masculine, as we said in the first reading, this is allowing him to more clearly hear and access his own inner guidance. And with this trust card coming up upright, this is a very positive card for this masculine because it's coming out on the conscious mind, meaning this masculine is really beginning to hear and be able to trust his own inner voice to a greater degree. Failure in the reverse. I understand that a mistake is only an opportunity to learn. So there could be, I heard a masculine saying like, I feel like I messed up or I feel like I failed. There could be this deep unconscious feeling of having failed at something in their life, whether it was failing at a connection that wasn't right for them, failing at a job that again wasn't right for them, wasn't aligned with them, failing in terms of regrets that they may have from the past. All of this is coming to the surface through this heart expansion, this heart clearing and opening, causing this masculine to feel into his own depth, to really emotionally reconnect with himself in a way that he may have never done before, that he may have been repressing for a long time. And once again, I feel guided to say that for some of you divine feminines listening, this may also apply to what is going on with your inner masculine as well. So it may be helpful for some of you to also take the messages in that way if it resonates with you. So I feel like there's a Moonology card also for this masculine. Your dreams need a practical plan. I'm hearing pushed into strategizing, planning. I'm getting this energy of a masculine really making a plan, whether it's a fully conscious, written down, verbalized plan, or whether it's just thinking a lot within their own mind, but I'm hearing in these secret parts of their mind. So I feel in many cases, this masculine isn't necessarily being vocal about these so-called strategies and plans and thoughts to the divine feminine, but within his own mind, he is really thinking ahead to his own future, to the future of his life, to the potentials of this connection or the connections in his life, and really developing a concrete sense of what he wants out of his life. That is again coming through this clarity, this newfound clarity of intuition through that third eye chakra clearing. So I'm hearing, don't be surprised, divine feminine, if your masculine seems to I'm hearing sudden movements forward at times, whether it's reaching out, communicating, stepping forward in some way that may seem unexpected because your ego wasn't expecting it, but your soul knew it. Your soul has known it and been confirming it to you because on a soul level, you've been aware that your masculine's heart is softening, is opening, that he is really waking up at this point in time. So divine feminine, if you are listening and this is resonating on the other side of this equation, know that you can trust the knowing of your soul about this expansion taking place within the masculine. Prosperity lies ahead. New moon in Taurus. So it's interesting. We got the full moon and the new moon in Taurus. So someone here may absolutely have a Taurus energy or an earth sign energy. But also with this prosperity lies ahead card reversed, I feel this masculine letting go of something or perhaps many things in the physical that represent these attachments that may have fed his ego or brought a sense of material security, but that weren't in alignment with his soul. I'm hearing reprioritizing. He's learning to prioritize what is truly important, his soul's path, following his newfound intuition, allowing this heart expansion to move him rather than being motivated from a more ego-driven or materialistic states of being. And that is part of how this heart expansion is consciously impacting this masculine. I'm hearing in a general sense, it's causing him to see everything differently, the world around him, his past, what he wants for his future. And of course, it's causing him to see the divine feminine in a new light here as well. So I am now going to be channeling a bit more information regarding love messages, higher self messages from both the masculine and feminine here. So what does the divine feminine's higher self want to say here, either to her 3D physical self or to the masculine? Victory. And it's interesting, when this card first came out, it was reversed and then it flipped upright. It was kind of spinning. And I see this potentially representing how the feminine from her 3D perspective may feel at times as though she is spinning, as though she herself is uncertain whether victory is on the horizon. Whether it's a victory related to her life purpose, her life path, her work, or victory in terms of a harmonious reunion state with her twin flame, however that applies for you, divine feminine, your 3D self at times seems to spiral, seems to flip back and forth into faith and fear over this thing, but your soul knows and that victory is your destiny, that you are moving towards that victory state, that success, that achievement, that fulfillment, whatever that means for you personally. There's also something about gold here, whether it's a gold piece of jewelry or gold paint, something along those lines for someone. So what else does this divine feminine's higher self want to say here? Rest and rejuvenation uprights. Take the rest you need when you need it. This is especially sitting on the throat chakra here. So I'm getting a message for you, divine feminine, especially I'm hearing rest, speak your truth, but rest your voice when you need it, because there are a lot of shifts happening, especially through the throat chakra for you. So with resting your voice, I'm getting the message of, when it comes to sharing your authentic self with the world through whatever way that is for you, whether it's through a business endeavor, through your art, through your music, through your literal words or your voice, through your writing, whatever the case is, even through your communication with others. Maybe you are a healer. Maybe you are someone who uplifts others through your communication with them. And you're being guided to, yes, continue to take those steps forward towards that goal, but always prioritize, I'm hearing, reserving your strength, preserving your voice. So at times you might feel yourself needing to withdraw from some of that, needing to, again, quite simply rest, to care for yourself, to nourish your physical body, which is really a vessel for your mission here on earth, for your life here on earth. And you are living that mission, you are living that purpose and passion, but allow yourself the time and space you need to rest. Do not push forward for the sake of action in itself, is what I'm getting from some divine feminine's guides here. So what else does the divine feminine's higher self want to say here? Anxiety reversed. Surrender your fears and anxieties to the divine, to your divine knowing. Melt your fears into trust is what I'm getting. You also might be seeing the numbers 818 or 1818. And for someone handling or dealing with something specific, I just heard this very reassuring, specific message of, it's going to be taken care of. So if you have a specific worry or anxiety, because I am getting for this person, it is something very, very specific. And this could even be something specific you have set the intention of wanting or trying to manifest. And I just hear this message of, it's already been taken care of, meaning energetically, it's already been set in stone for you and it's on the way into your life. So release your fears, release your anxieties around whatever this thing is. That's what you're being guided to do, being guided into deeper levels of surrender and trust around this specific issue. So what else does the divine feminine want to say here? Envy in the reverse position. And Magician in the mirror upright. Okay, so the envy card reversed was one of the first cards to come out in the first reading, and I said it spoke to this mutual feeling of lack of fulfillment or dissatisfaction two twin flame counterparts were consciously feeling when they were apart or away from one another or separated. And there was this emphasis on the fact that regardless of how things looked in the physical, this was a very mutual feeling of, again, unfulfillment during this period of perceived separation. However, I'm getting a very specific message for someone. This won't be for everyone, but if you are in this period of separation resonating with this message, the Magician in the Mirror upright is the second greatest, most twin flame card in the deck. So this not only speaks to this being confirmed as a twin flame connection, but also speaks that I'm hearing through the separations, you are coming into greater balance and harmony. So if you are in a period of perceived disconnect or perceived separation from your twin that is bringing up these feelings of mutual dissatisfaction or unfulfillments, I'm hearing that this situation is shifting very fast. And also through this period of time, you are coming into a greater balance and harmony within yourself. You are integrating your inner masculine and inner feminine in a way that is stabilizing your harmonious union states with your twin flame counterpart, whatever that looks like for you personally. So now I do want to channel higher self messages from the masculine, and I just saw the number 4040 on the recording timer as well. So what does the divine masculine's higher self want to say here? Walking away in the upright position. I'm walking away from everything that is out of alignment with my soul, specifically with community uprights coming out here. This also came out when we were discussing a karmic situation that a certain masculine was dealing with someone who has been or is close in his physical vicinity, whether it's a family member, a romantic connection, whatever the case is. So this is speaking back to that specific masculine. So if that was you or your situation, I hear him saying, I am leaving those people and connections who may have been or may still be in those. Physically, they may still be close to me, but energetically, I am completely disconnected from them. And I see this masculine more actively shifting into cutting these people, anyone who is out of alignment with his true highest self, out of his life, if that is somehow involved in your situation. But also I see this may not even involve a specific relationship or connection. This could be speaking to the masculine walking away from anything, whether it's a behavior pattern, a thought pattern, a geographical location. I'm hearing moving cities for some masculines or switching jobs, anything that may have created a perceived disconnect between the two of you. This masculine is choosing to walk away from, and he wants to say that on a higher self level. And once again, strategy upright, indicating making a plan, but this time an aligned plan, because this is sitting on the crown chakra. This really speaks to the masculine going through this awakening process, really connecting with his divine self. I saw the number 4242, his divine knowing within the self. And again, secretly for some, beyond the conscious awareness of the feminine, making this plan or strategy within himself, becoming more concrete within himself about what he truly desires from a soul perspective and how to move forward on those soul desires. So what else does the divine masculine's higher self want to say? So once again, the anxiety card in the reverse position came out here, but I actually heard a masculine's higher self saying, Divine Feminine, if you are feeling these fears and anxieties in your life or about this connection, know that although I may put on a more stoic face or a braver face, I am scared too. I hear this masculine saying, I've never felt the way that I feel with you, and that causes me to be terrified of I'm hearing messing things up or losing you. I'm scared too. That's a message coming through really strongly from a masculine. However, with door to value reversed, I'm really beginning to reprioritize my life and my values and realize what truly matters to me, what's truly a priority to me on a soul level. And I hear this message of I don't care about, specifically I'm hearing about work, about money, about material things. All I want is you. You are my greatest prize, my greatest value that I could really imagine experiencing in this lifetime. all tied up in the reverse. This card has come out so much for the masculine. I want to break free, especially in regards to communication. I hear a specific masculine who may have been communicating in a more constricted or emotionally repressed way in the past, really wanting to break open and be more transparent and express more of what he's been feeling and going through and experiencing through this awakening and heart expansion process. So I am going to close this reading with a final card from the Rumi Oracle. So what is one final message for twin flames tuning into this extended reading? The all-encompassing hands. And I'm going to end this reading by just sharing a little bit from the guidebook. You are the essence of my existence. Who am I? A mirror in your hands. Whatever you do, I will do. I am your irresistible reflection. This card has been coming up a lot in the guidebook recently. Throughout these readings, we've been pulling this card fairly frequently, and I feel it's because, as the poem was stating, it really has to do with this mirroring effect, which of course is so confirming of a twin flame connection. With no other to bear witness to your life experience, you may question your life, your sanity, your truths, and create doubts where no doubts need be. This must stop now. You are worthy of so much more, and this suffering is not essential for your growth now. It's time to let it be and to open up to the touch of grace. So this oracle comes to you as the hand of the divine. It is the all-encompassing hand, the hand that has no limitation upon the blessings it can bestow, upon the troubles it can lift from you, upon the tenderness it can communicate to you through sacred touch. Allow that divine hand to reach for you, beloved. Do not turn it away. Do not let old shame, guilt, or mistaken notions of false independence keep you from accepting this heavenly hand. This hand reaches to gently wipe away the tears of the past. It will deftly unravel the ties that have bound your own hands, preventing you from fully giving and receiving according to your worth, which is incontestable and without limits. Thank you so much for tuning in to this extended reading. If it did resonate with you, be sure to leave me a comment and let me know which message connected to you personally. I hope you have a beautiful, wonderful rest of your day, and I will talk to you again in Wednesday's extended reading.